G'day mate, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, JD. Today's episode is, I think what you call a maintenance episode. So, there's lots of things that have been happening, there's lots of things that has happened, has not happened, you know, some things have been fixed, some things haven't. First off, let's start with water. So we're now pumping out this pile of water. It is giving us plenty of water down here. I did put a second pump in here to pump out this water as well. Our water sieve only uses 5 kilos of the 10 kilos per pipe section per second. So its output is half of what the input is. So technically, and it's something I've been umming and ahhing about for a long time, I should be looking at building a second water sieve, because we could definitely do with one. Haven't got there yet, but it's something we need to look at. On top of that, our water matrix is doing special at the moment. So the liquid reservoir is finally getting close to full, because I've started putting in all liquid bridges, which force the liquid in one direction or the other. Problem is, after it exits the water sieve, I forced it up to then go right to go to our liquid reservoir. Problem is, our bathrooms, they're not quite running out yet, but they're going too soon. Our oxygen is completely off because it's used up all the water it had. This sink stopped working. These sinks look to be empty as well, but we're not doing well at all. On top of that, our power issue, because our oxygen turned off, we're not producing hydrogen, which means the hydrogen generator doesn't run anymore, which means these two poor coal generators are now trying to power the whole base. Which means we keep blowing the circuit, because we've got 5 kilowatts on a 1 kilowatt wire. As you can see, this one here is just disconnected. The wire is broken entirely. Also, because this was not running, because again I used bridges to prioritize the gas flow, our 3 exosuits are out of gas, which means nobody can come down here and fix this. Nobody can come get gold amalgam. Nobody can deconstruct this. Nobody can check out the cool slash geyser. Progress has basically stopped. I have just opened up this door so these guys can be deconstructed, because they're all doing basically nothing at this point. I want deconstruct. I want buildings. I want 9. I'm hoping if I do that, they'll actually get deconstructed rather than somebody coming and putting water in them and then deconstructing them. Our little gaseous room, same story. Because the gas was prioritized to go elsewhere, this is actually at low pressure, because all the oxygen that was in here has been breathed up by dupes who keep locking themselves in. To fix that, I have finally just removed the wire entirely. Just done. I've set the door to open, which gives me an air gap. An air gap is not as good as a vacuum, obviously, but it's something. It's better than nothing. What else? What else has gone wrong in the last little while? I am umming and ahhing about where we want to put generator rooms. So if we go to room overlay, a power plant is 96 tiles. So it's, I don't know how many rooms that are 96 tiles. This one's 120. So it's about this big from here to here. So I'm looking at putting in a generator room, and because this was going to be our main corridor for running heavy wire and plumbing and all sorts of things, I am now looking at putting it down here, which is a pretty good spot overall. We are close to, where's that nullifier? There is a nullifier up here, which we will maybe need to pull temperature out of our generator room. There is also that cool slash geyser right here, which is probably more efficient at pulling heat out of this room. So I am looking at sort of this area. As you can see, it's nice and warm to start with, which is not going to help us in any way, shape or form. But I am hoping I can steal some of the insulation properties out of these insulated tiles to sort of help along the way. What else do we have? We have this is half built and keeps saying it's out of sandstone. because we've used up all our sandstone. I did say that would happen. I did say we'd have to find more. So I'm now just chomping out parts of anything that might have some sandstone in it. That's a pinch of pepper. That's a balm lily. So the balm lily can go, pinch of pepper can stay. Because we are now at the point where we can deal with a lot of these weird and wonderful gases. It's not nearly the issue it used to be. Hang on, no, because those hashes are starving. They'll eat everything. You know what? I just can't get down there and dig any of that. Not without coming up from this side. We can dig that out. I can. Oh, that's sand. Okay, so I can dig that one out. I have to keep that one there. We're going to leave that for the moment. We can dig that one out. And ideally, I could dig that one out after I build a new ground. So, we're going to go around with tiles. Tiles have a decor of 5.5. Tiles normally have a decor of 5. But if we make them out of granite, we get a plus 20% bonus. So this is all... No, that's sedimentary rock. Granite, priority 4. This is sandstone right here. So, same story. We're at the maintenance time. We need to fix everything slightly. Granite there to there. Granite. I'll just put the airflow tiles back in. We actually do with some airflow tiles. Gold is still unavailable because this is disabled, but nobody's actually gone down there to fix it yet. Still in granite, good. On top of that, upgrading things to granite will at least give me a bit of a decor boost. Not always sure whether we need it, but it never hurts. That's igneous rock. And that's sedimentary rock. Granite. 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 It's not granite. It is granite. We're going to dig that one out. We're going to dig that one out. And we're going to dig that one out. And we're going to dig that one out. Alright. That's... Nope. We got some more sedimentary rock down here. Okay. That should free up some resources. We do still have a problem with all our ladders. That's made out of granite. That's igneous rock. That's sandstone. Sandstone. Yeah, we have a lot of sandstone tied up in the base. Which we have been using for insulated pipes and tiles and all sorts of things, and that's why we have such the shortage. Clay is a good option. But we don't actually have an option of using clay for our pipes or for our tiles. It does come up occasionally. And anywhere we possibly can use it, I do try to use it. But yeah, that's sort of where we're up to. We're just doing a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of checkup, seeing what we can do to fix things. At the same time, I need to look at how to get here and what to do down here. So. You know, actually, we probably want to come in sideways. Okay, it's 96. Generators are 3 tall. There we go. Jebediah's on the move, clearing off all this crap. Because this will all be useless now. That can be deconstructed. Automation. Show the automation overlay. All of that can go. That can go. Power overlay. That can go. That can go. That can go. That can all go. Liquid vent can go. Yep, there's going to be more water I have to deal with now. It's fine, as long as we get the mop out fairly quickly, we should be fine. So there's plenty of work to do down here. This is still a good spot to dump polluted water just for cooling, but again, we'll probably get rid of that soon enough and just dump all our water in here. Okay. No research. So, that one. That's the last of our research. Anything from there on needs the new interstellar research, which we're nowhere near equipped for. Okay, so generators are 3 tall. With a top square and a bottom square gives me a total of 5 squares worth to work with. Now I'm going to have to get gases in, gases out, liquids in, liquids out to just cool everything. So we're going to use... No, fire poles are really bad. Alright, I'm just going to use plain old tiles to try and calculate this out. So there's a pinch of pepper. Again, I don't want to go near it. I don't want to touch it. I want to leave it there for as long as possible to harvest the goodies off it. The room overlay is power plant, 96 tiles, which is 13 tiles long from memory. If my maths is correct. I'm just trying to find a calculator. There we go. 96 divided by 3, 32. Yeah, I was way off. Furniture. Cool. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Okay. So that then becomes the size of the generator room. And 3 tiles tall. Now, first catch. Building entombed. Flower pot. Oh, that'll stop the weeds will work. Excellent. First catch. Stations. Power control station is 4 tiles tall. Ignore the arms sticking outside. They don't actually exist. It is a 2 wide, 4 tall building. So we need to cancel that. And cancel all that. Because we're going to have this pop out the top a little bit. Stations. Power control station. On top of that, we have a lot of machines that go... Well, circuit overload. Oh, no. Circuit overload. Yep. That circuit there. Is this because this is running out? Nope. Not even close. This is still absorbing everything you'll throw at it. Yep. Ever so slowly. Okay. On top of that. Power. Okay, we can't build a petroleum generator. But a petroleum generator... You won't even show me what it looks like? That's rude. The petroleum generator and the natural gas generator output liquid. And the easiest way to deal with that is by having a mesh floor that liquid can slip into. And then you don't have to deal with it. And you just put a pump at the end. So I actually need to redesign this again. And we do 96 divided by 4 this time. So that's 24 tiles long. So, okay, job master's the other one I care about. Apprentice architect. Jobs. 10th doctor. There you go. Furniture. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, so we can make it this big without a problem. Alright, if we then go stations, power control system right there. We then put in a couple of tiles. We remove all this stuff. We put in mesh tiles as far as needed with a liquid pump here and a hydro sensor down here. It means anything that leaks liquid is fine. This pump will deal with it. So this is power room number 1 because we're going to have more than one. This one will be 3 tall, and we're out here somewhere last time because 96 divided by 3 is 32 long, so we come 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So that's power room number 2. Which will be a little bit more cramped in, but hopefully, between the 2 power generator rooms, actually we've got to chop this back a little bit, because we do need to open out the top to put another power control station thingy in there. Between the 2 of them, we should be set. It should be everything we need. That. You need another blank tile, actually, because I need to be able to put a deodorizer on it. There's a lot of things, actually, because we've also got a gas vent up here, or a gas pump up here, to suck out all the carbon dioxide, natural gas, whatever these make. Suck that out and go deal with that. This one will have carbon dioxide, no idea what else. So that's the idea for the 2 power generator rooms. Now we just need to build them. And still access this thing. And there's another volcano right here that I'm really curious as to what it is. So, I think the obvious answer is we come in at this level. And this is for natural gas. So this is the first one I want built. But again, I want insulated tiles because it's going to be a warm place. Insulated tiles, sandstone. That didn't last long. That really didn't last long. Building broken. Wire. Still. Mop. 9. Real that. Scolding. Sun Nova's trying his luck. We are determined to get this researched, one way or another. Scored 1 row of pixels, 2 row of pixels. That's it. Sun Nova. Back to your bed, please. Sun Nova. And at the same time, Wrangle. 9. You, go away. Scolding. Colonel Will's turn. You just got a little bit warm. This is still dormant for another 28 cycles. So I'm hoping to get this finished off and boxed in before this fires up. I need to put in some power cables, put automation cables. We'll want a insulated liquid pipe out of sandstone. I'd love a 6 on all of this, please. So it's done, so I don't have to worry about it. Yep, I want that finished. I want this finished. I want jetpacks, obviously. I haven't had any luck with balm lily seeds. Okay, so that's a couple of catastrophes fixed. Oh. So you're running again. Okay, so the other problem we have is we're occasionally feeding not hydrogen down this pipe. So that's something else that we need to have a look at. So we want a gas shut off. Input, output. We want a gaseous element sensor. Right here. We want automation. We want a NOT gate. Oops, automation. NOT gate in there. Bit of wire there, bit of wire there. Actually, I think I can even get away with this. Priority 9. All of that. Place. So the idea is this will detect hydrogen. If it's not hydrogen, it should get dragged this way, shoved in this pipe, and hopefully be oxygen and get forced out into the rest of the base. Okay, so we've got our water problem solved because we've now got water up here. We still don't have water into these, which is problematic, but we're not desperate for plumbing yet. We're getting close, but we're not quite there. Quantum Knight has mastered a gopher job. Quantum can come up to the next level. Put 2 tiles in there. Come on, deliver, deliver, build, build, build. Really? I just remembered you're going to need power as well. Yeah, we're having a lot of circuit overload. Okay. Actually, how much hydrogen do we have? Oxygen. Not a lot. Okay, I think I'm going to have to put another coal generator up here. I just don't have a backup plan at this stage. And that means this power switch will have to turn off. And separate this to run everything up here and this to run everything else. Which is still probably too much, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot of stuff on the system. A lot of stuff on both systems. But, yeah, we've got to do something. Right, you're now pumping as well, which will just run clean water straight in here, which should alleviate some of our problems. How hot's that water? Not as hot as I thought. That's actually pretty good. Ah, Bill's not getting burnt. That's a good sign. I think Bill's actually at 100% health. He is. Come on, Bill. You can do it. Just... Yay! Next dormancy, 65 cycles. So it's just started into its active cycle period. Excellent. Okay. So we'll just check our vitals real quick. Sun Nova. Great. Colonel Will. Always with the sickness. And Eagle Andy. Again. Okay. Analysis pending. So you don't want to activate it, but then again, I do want the liquid to start coming out. Where are you going to pull? You're going to pull down the chlorine environment. I don't much care. Yep. I don't think without the exosuits they can actually... Oh, it's polluted oxygen. I can breathe polluted oxygen, I guess. Oxygen, deodorizer. Put one there, put one there, put one there. If you build the deodorizers, then we'll just convert it into clean oxygen and kill off most of the germs. Most, not all. Okay. Water is flowing. Yes. Gas is flowing. Yes. Oh, you need automation as well. You need to be hooked into the same connection. We've got a giant automation wire that we really don't need. It's alright. They'll clean it up eventually. Same as this. They're cleaning it up eventually. Nothing too fast. They'll get there. And I do want that bit of wire as a priority 9 and that bit of wire as a priority 9 because they are still using power. Okay, that one's not. Yeah, they are. Just get rid of them. Thank you. Both these guys are running. We're really, really short on power. 8. 8. Hopefully that solves some of the problems. No, power seems to be okay. Alright. Alright, so that's flowing clean water that way. That's still flowing clean water this way. Below 900. So that's turned off. That means all that should back up. That means this should back up at 5 tons worth of water, which we're close to. Okay, what's that? Draco. Scalgrowth, 0. Scalgrowth, 0. So I'm not going to actually get any scales out of these Dracos. But I will get... I'll get one lot of scales out of every one of them, but I will get, which is probably more important, I will get eggshells and meat when I choose to kill them off. So anybody who I see who's old, which I haven't been checking yet. Anyway, any time I see a critter that's particularly old, like you, we'll just kill them off for their meat content. Unfortunately, because combat's so high, there's going to be like everybody coming and killing all at the same time. Yeah, there we go. Meat, unrefrigerated, fresh, 100%, because in the chlorine environment, it'll never go bad. Automation. I'm going to do that with a close sensor. Because that's the easiest way. Alright, so you're 5 tons. So that means this pipe's got to back up, then that pipe's got to back up. Then this pipe's got to back up, and then finally we can run the water machines and actually have some oxygen. Job master, Nilflix is a farmhand. Actually, what? Ooh. Jobs. You want to be a farmer, not a rancher? Okay, fine. You can be a farmer. Get rid of that tile. That. Yeah. The construction's what's taking him so long. And deconstruction. It's funny. This is. In some ways, it's been the worst and the hardest base I've ever done. Alright, so Bill's going to work that one out for us. I figure... Okay, I figure we look at the temperature overlay first. Because I want the liquid to fall out. If it falls out, it means then I can gather it back up. For lack of a better description. Alright, hang on. First questions first. Is... Not that liquid vent. That liquid vent. Up there. Is that done? Yes. Okay. Sweep. 9. Everything in here, please. Because once I seal this in, I can't get back into it. I'm going to leave the ladders and everything. Granite. Yeah. So we just need to sweep this area out. After that's done, we'll build in the wall, be done with the whole thing. We've got a radiant pipe to cool the steam. I've got a thermo sensor so I know how hot it is. I should probably actually put a gaseous element sensor. That way I can say, yes, if it's steam, run liquid through here to condense the steam. But no, we'll just clear out what's here. You guys are nowhere to put slime. When I tell you to sweep slime, where do you put it? 10 kilos. You put it nowhere is the answer. Oh, wow. Okay. Disable. I don't want you chewing power and doing nothing. That's the last thing I need. You're on which circuit? You're on this circuit, which doesn't have enough power. Okay. What we'll do is again automation wire. There to there with a hydro sensor in there, and that way I can say, hey, if you see some decent amount of liquid, by all means run the pump, otherwise just leave it off. Okay, so that's just never going to get rid of. That's fine. What we'll do is put in our insulated tiles there and there. That becomes a sealed unit. We don't have to worry about that for another 25 cycles. They delivered some and then bug it off. Okay, fine. Building broken. You're getting deconstructed anyway. Oh, that one's important. That one's slightly important. Because they're pumping out power and going nowhere. are you getting power from? Oh, the manual generator. Damn, somebody's on the running machine. Funny thing is, it's faster for me to deconstruct something than it is to put it back. Yeah, to wait for it to be repaired. All right, standby. Active 50%. That's the printing press. I don't need the printing press. Eagle Andy's a courier, which is up here. Hang on, does that mean Mechatronics engineer? Finally. What's your stress level like? Current 16. Okay. It's gonna be a problem. This has got oxygen again. These are all down to body temperature. Whoop. Body temperature is not perfect, but our liquid is still doing the loop. And it looks like we'll get there eventually. Unfortunately, with dupes coming in and out the door all the time, they're always releasing hot air into the room, and then the cold air is getting out. And like your parents ever tell you, keep the door shut because the air conditioner's running. Same principle. Dupes being dupes. Building broken. Yep. Wire. Hopefully they get around to fixing it. Cool slash. Oh, now you stop doing it. I want to see how far you are. Oh, really? Thanks, Bill. This they've started on. Into the tiles. Right, 6. Probably. Actually, I need those tiles. We want sandstone. We want those insulated, and those insulated. Yeah, because this room's going to make a lot of heat, and I want to try and keep the heat in, and I'll deal with it, rather than venting it into all the surrounding biomes. Not that there's much other biomes around here, but, you know. Actually, anything that cuts through abyssal will just end up being normal tiles, so half of this. We're going to change that to igneous rock. Seems reasonable. We don't need that many out of granite either. Igneous rock. All the way through there, and there. Okay. We've got to start. Oh, did I build that clock timer? Activation time. Activation. There we go. So just for once a day, it'll close the door and make a vacuum. It might not stay a vacuum for very long, but what is wrong with you? Atmosphere. Let me get somebody farted in here. Natural gas. Somebody farted in here. Sheesh, tubes. Actually, it's only that many tiles. Insulated. Sandstone. Done. The back wall is sandstone. Done. They get as much done as possible now, and then just build the thing. Alright. One problem solved. Slush guys is going to get there. We want to capture... That's phosphorite. Okay. We want to... That's probably too much. That's probably more reasonable. Research complete. Job mastered. Apprentice architect. Got to full-blown architect, we rab. Congratulations. And research, basic rocketry. So we're almost on the last research. But last for as far as we can get. Alright. Oh, this room, because I'm still building this room. Granite. We don't need granite. We can just use sedimentary rock. That's a start. Dig that out. Dig all of that out. So the Jeep's got plenty to do. Because yeah, I will actually we can start planning this out now. Natural gas generator. Gold amalgam. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 3's probably overkill. But that gives me room for at least a petroleum generator. Nothing else, but we don't really need anything else. That in itself is going to give a pile of power. We do need heavy wrought wire. And I'll also need some way to get the power out. Which actually it's going to be right there. And probably right there. Oh, probably not right there. Probably here. Power, heavy wrought joint plate, gold amalgam. Rotate that way, rotate that way. Heavy wrought wire. There to there. Oh, that was copper. What's that made out of? Gold amalgam. That one's fine. Power. Oh, scalding again. Heavy wrought joint plate. I want iron because it's crap at transmitting heat, which is exactly what I want. That out of gold, because gold's definitely the easy one to get. Oh, Neron Wolf has decided to go play with the iron volcano again. Okay. So this is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. Did we get everything done? No. Did we get some done? Yes. Did we get a heap done? No, not really. We have started planning this out. We've started planning out how to deal with the cool slush. Well, box in the cool slush. Because that's going to be very, very important, don't forget. Oops. We're going to need to put a pump down here. We're going to have to... Actually, if I'm smart, I might be able to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... No, I'm not smart. I have to come down one more tile. I could come down one more tile. And then we go there, 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 there. To sort of concentrate the water down. Unreachable food. Rab, what have you done? It's during the very middle of the night. Where you can't get out. That's a problem with the new schedule. There's no time when everybody's asleep. And I won't accidentally lock a jeep in a room. Where are you going, wee rab? You gonna stop and breathe? Oh, you're busting to go to loo. Okay, there we go. Alright. Food's partially working. Calories still suck. Very, very much so. But we're partially there. Power's partially up. Water problem is definitely solved between that, and the fact that this is storing up. I am going to just quickly put in a hydro sensor down there so you can see, because this is already overflowing. Because, yeah, we just got too much water. We've gone from not enough water to too much water. We've got this one pumping out as well. Same story. Automation. A hydro sensor. We need to dig out those 2 tiles. Probably those 2 as well. And then we have to build up to there because I'm going to want to know what's in this room. Yeah, we want to get to this one. We can put a pump down here eventually to drain that one. Ooh, this is just an empty room. Actually, let's bring this up. What new have we found? So we've explored all over here this episode. Nope, I don't see any volcanoes. Or geysers, whatever you want to call them. Geysers, geysers. Oh, pronunciation of the English language is fun. We found another ice biome. Which... that's a big biome now. It's not one big biome. It's going to be at least 2. Found nothing on that side, nothing on that side. One little bit of something. Pinch of pepper or something down there. I just found another Weezewort, which of course will uproot, because I'm sure somewhere in the base. Oh. I'm sure somewhere in the base I could do with yet another Weezewort. Maybe not so. Well, I haven't asked for any other ones, but I'm sure somewhere we could do with one. And we haven't even looked at our anti-entropy thermo-nullifier machine yet. So that's going to be the next project. This is hooked up. It's not turned on yet. So again, that's another project we're going to look at. That one can come out. That needs a level 9 sweep, so because once we turn it on, I never want to go back into the room. So yeah, plenty to do. We're making progress. We're making good progress. We're just gonna have to keep an eye out for the next crisis, being, I don't know, if water's fixed, oxygen's okay. Yep, I don't know what the next crisis will be. But I'm absolutely positive there will be one. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thoughts, comments, suggestions down in the comment section. And YouTube has told me, and this is important, this is serious. YouTube has told me that I need to suggest to you guys, or ask politely, that you like the video, you subscribe to the video if you haven't already, and you hit the little bell. So I've done that now. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.